Hey, all you freaks and geeks out there in podcast land. Welcome to a bonus episode of the Doctor's Orders podcast with the 512 Foot Doctor. As always, I am your host, the 512 Foot Doctor. Check me out on the IG, the Instagram. Please go and throw some support, throw some likes. Freaks and geeks, you've been doing an amazing job thus far, and I'm really appreciative of all the ground we're clearing so far. To date, we have a total of 275 downloads in 1 month. And I know that may seem like a small number, but fuck it. It's only me, myself, and the freaks and geeks going down with the ship or taking the ship all the way up, because that's where we're going. That's where we're aiming. Remember, we're swinging for the fences, trying to hit it over the 400 section into the Allegheny. Today's episode is a bonus episode. This is it's almost like a mini series for the gamers out there, a little side quest, if you will. This is going to be called the Homegrown Series, and what it's going to take. Who am I going to be? The people I'm going to be interviewing is going to be just local entrepreneurs, local businessmen and women, just people doing things with their hands locally in the Texas area. I don't want to limit it to the 512 area, the Travis County area. That's where it's definitely going to start, but it's going to take off from there. So this is a new little chapter, new little. It's a bonus episode at the moment, so that's just for you. And this individual who I interviewed today, his name is Gregory Mata, and he runs the Mata Family Farm out in Lockhart, Texas. The waving, come through the door waving the 44 out in LOC 44. That's 78644. There we go. I didn't remember. Also, shout out to the what is it? Del Texas representatives. 78616. I think that's it, right? 616. I think so. 616 representatives. That's out there, Del Texas. Shout out to y'all. But here we go. This is the bonus episode, the Homegrown Series. Get ready for more, because there is going to be more individuals in this homegrown chapter, this homegrown saga. But it's a bonus episode. You never really get an episode on a Saturday, so we're popping up in a bowl of rice just to put a podcast on your ass, drop a podcast on that ass. So here we go. This is the bonus Homegrown Series. Hold up. Back it up. Beep, 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 beep. We got to start using the Doctor's Orders GBB Greenbelt Botanicals promo code. We got to start using that. Let it work for you, because, guys, I just went there yesterday and I picked up some more CBD dog treats, and they got multiple flavors. They got like 3 flavors for the dogs that do 3 different things. I believe there's a calming one, there's a ease one, and there's one more, but they're all excellent. They range from being made with blueberries to being made with I think I saw some chickpeas and turkey in there, and they're made with really good stuff. So if you got the 4-legged friends, the dogs, get them some CBD treats. I highly recommend the tincture. That's what I get down with, the tincture. I got a new little tincture there. It's got some spearmint in it, 1,000 milligrams. We take that. We take 2 of those every morning after the walk, you know what I'm saying, and before the coffee. But hit that up. Hit up Greenbelt Botanicals if you're interested in CBD. And I hope the freaks and geeks are, because 1, you're freaks, or 2, you're geeks. And I think you'd be really down with that. So hit up Greenbelt Botanicals, local Austin dispensary. They're really doing some good stuff. They're really producing some clean product. They got the pre-rolls back. Pre-rolls are back, so go hit them up. And big announcement. Let's do it. Also in the bonus, guys, not only are you going to get the Homegrown Series bonus, here we go right here, but also you're going to get this information. All right? Coming at you live October 29th. That's 2 days before the Halloween day, before Michael Myers comes for you, before I guess it's Halloween, so Jason Voorhees should come out, even though it's not fucking Friday the 13th, so he's coming out. They're all coming out. The ghouls, the goblins, all of them. 2 days before Halloween, at Greenbelt Botanicals South Lamar location, we're going to be throwing it down with a live podcast. If you remember from episode number 3, Cass is going to be coming through, and we are going to be throwing a Slamma Jamma live pre-Halloween podcast from 6 to 8 p.m., 6 to 8 p.m. So show up, come through Greenbelt Botanicals South Lamar location, October 29th, 6 to 8 p.m. If that time changes, I will let you know, but the date is not changing. All right, we're going to be in the green room, the little green room they got in there, a humidor. They got all kinds of CBD smokables. They got a little seated area, a little lounge area, and it's a very comfortable environment. And right next to a movie theater, if that's your thing. Parking that night, I find it with ease whenever I go down there. So that's another perk of the Greenbelt Botanical South Lamar location. And I've personally been out to the West Gate location, and that parking's excellent as well. Unfortunately, Freaks and Geeks, I have not made it out to their newest location, the West Lake location, but those pictures and those photographs look lovely out there. And I think if history repeats itself with the South Lamar and the West Gate location, then that West Lake location is going to be a beautiful thing. So that's the bomb I dropped on y'all. All right, October 29th. I said 29th. That's Thursday, October 29th, 2 days before Halloween. Okay. That Greenbelt Botanicals live podcast, live from Greenbelt Botanicals South Lamar. All right, Cass and I are going to talk, and hopefully we can get the some of the heads from GBB, from Greenbelt Botanicals, the lovely staff over there. Get them in on the podcast as well, and just get them to talk about GBB to y'all straight from the motherfucking source. All right, here we go. Enough pitter patter, enough this, enough that. Remember, Foot Doctor 15, all caps, FOOTDR 15. That promo code gets you 15% off at Greenbelt Botanicals. And let's dive in to the bonus episode, the homegrown series with Gregory Mata from Mata Family Farms out in Lockhart, Texas. Here we go. Let's hit it. Where exactly did y'all go?
Well, okay, so I actually I have a delivery business, and I actually got paid to deliver to a little town outside Amarillo.
Nice.
Which is actually about an hour and a half away from my destination to pick up the pumpkins in Floydada or Floydada, Texas. So I ended up getting paid to go up there, which was pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's like that reminds me of Seinfeld when they take the bottles up to Michigan to try and get 10 cents off the bottles versus 5 cents. I don't know if you ever seen, that's a Seinfeld episode, but they load up.
I actually have never seen Seinfeld in my life.
Got to check that out, man. It's pretty funny. It's almost as fun. I used to think it was the funniest thing ever, but it's almost as funny as Golden Girls. I'm a Golden Girls individual myself. I don't know about you, but I kind of like that show. It's pretty good.
I've never been the type to watch a lot of television. Actually, I watch a lot of movies.
For sure. There's so much you can do in that, whether it's 2 hour time frame or whether it's 3 or whether even it's the 6 hour and or the saga. You can do a whole lot, and I feel like Sopranos was like the first initial TV show to like bring that cinematic like presence and ambiance to one episode, but also like prolong that in an entire series. I think that I don't know why I think that, but it's I think it just goes. The proof is in the pudding when it comes to that show. It's very apparent. But
I remember the show Oz came out around the same time.
For sure. For sure.
And,
That was a big hitter for HBO.
It came on Sundays, and that was like going to church for our family. we would sit down and watch Oz. That was like our thing.
Awesome. All right, man. Well, thank you for taking the time to participate in this podcast. And this is the Doctor's Orders podcast with the 512 Foot Doctor. This is a really special episode, and I'm ecstatic that you're one of the first individuals that gets to take part in this. It's kind of thought of as like a mini series in the podcast, but I really want to cater this special series, this bonus series to local entrepreneurs, people that do things with their hands, and people that they make, people that they're still out there in the grime, in the trenches, and surviving off their craft and their abilities. So thank you for being able to join us today. How you doing?
You having me.
For sure, no problem, man. So just tell, if you don't mind, just tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? Are you from Texas? And if you are from Texas, I will preface this with you're a farmer, and
I am a farmer. Yes,
you're a farmer. Would you classify yourself? Were you a horticulturist first and a farmer second, or what do you think?
Well, to start, my last name is Mata, M-A-T-A.
There we go.
Both of my grandfathers were ranchers.
Cool.
And I actually grew up in Houston. I grew up in Denver Harbor.
Nice.
Which anybody who knows Houston, they know what Denver Harbor is, and that's the Latino side of town. That was the barrio, and that's where I grew up. And there wasn't a lot of farming there. I remember when I was around, I think in middle school, my mother moved me to Humble, Texas.
Humble. There we go.
And
a lot of people pronounce that as humble, but
but it was always a weird thing for us because it was always humble.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
how we
For
pronounced
sure.
it.
The people of the town, it's humble to every. I feel like it's like Buddha or
right, Buddha, yeah,
Buddha for sure.
Back then, and it's probably still like that now. I don't know, but Humble's grown so much since I was in middle school.
Yeah.
Because I went to the later middle school and high school in Humble, and every neighborhood. I mean, it wasn't like how to explain it. Like the way people associate like the barrio, they always associate with crime or something like that, and they don't see the beauty in it.
For sure.
And I remember like it being like just a very beautiful experience growing up in a barrio. Like, and even in Humble, like the place I grew up was the barrio, and every neighborhood or every street has their own little clique.
Definitely.
Like my neighborhood was there was a store in front of the neighborhood.
Stand? Was it the Raspa stand? Did it have the snow cones there?
No. It was called the Airport Food Store.
Okay.
And so that was our clique. We were the airport, airport boys or airport vigilantes or whatever you would call ourselves. Yeah. But like every neighborhood had, they would base their clique on the store.
Nice.
And when it came to like the other neighborhoods, there was never any like. It's so silly how people kind of interpret this, but there was never really there was no like gang stuff. It was just we would pull pranks on each other. We would pull pranks on the other neighborhood, and they would come back and pull pranks on us. Yeah, but it was all friendly. It was all for good times.
We were all still people, It's all just we're all just trying to progress in a different way or in one direction, but there's no hate. It's all just what's going on. I think that's what you're trying to say, and I still feel that there is there's individuals out there in neighborhoods that are out there to do poor things or out of character things, but then there's also the people of the streets, the people of the barrios, the people of the hoods, of the boroughs that are like, yo, we're holding it down. This is our location. I hear that, man. That's an awesome. I feel like that's like something that's dying away as all. I mean, like with Targets and Whole Foods and Starbucks moving into every corner of every area
lucky
like
enough,
that.
Denver Harbor hasn't been gentrified yet.
That's good.
And,
that's great.
and neither has Humble, Texas. As far as I know, I don't know, but as far as I know, they haven't been gentrified yet. And the thing that I think people tend to forget when it comes to gentrification is that you're not just kicking people out of their homes; you're destroying a legacy.
Oh, for sure.
You're destroying a culture. You're all the memories that were once there. And it's so funny because the people who are gentrifying these neighborhoods are all for like protecting statues and they're all for remembering history, but they want to remember their history. They don't they couldn't care less about anybody else's history.
Yes. And if you got to drop a F-bomb or a profane word, go for it. It's all open here.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, because I wasn't.
No, you're all good. You're all good. It's as long as there's heart behind that, you know what I'm saying? It's all for purpose for sure. But no, I definitely agree with you on what you were saying that, it's, I feel like if an individual has that bankroll and wants to, this is a lifelong goal of mine to move into this sector of the neighborhood and we can take this house, we can knock it down and we can put up a new, nice, little, I don't know, compound looking thing there. And it's just like, this doesn't fit in the place where you're putting it. But
I just don't understand how those can be somebody's goals, man. I mean,
no, it's crazy.
And I don't know, like maybe I just grew up in a different world.
Yeah.
But to me, goals and accomplishments are things you create with your hands. They're things they're ideas that you put into motion.
Take a long time as well, and it may not work out on the first run, but as long as you keep at it, hopefully that vision and that goal will pay off in the long run. I think it just as long as you keep at something, keep going at something, and keep going at it with an open mind and trying to grow and progress in whatever you do, and keeping at it, never giving up. I think one day everything all pays off, you know.
Well, I'll tell you this. Ever since I was a little boy, I wanted to be a farmer.
Yeah.
And my two grandfathers were both ranchers, and they both moved to the city for work. Because back in those days, a lot of the ranchers were Mexican.
Yeah.
Back then, majority of farmers were Mexican people. A little history that people don't know, and this is another thing that's been gentrified, but like our food. Fajitas, the neck meat, the cheek meat. See, I have an uncle who would tell me all these stories about the old days on the ranches. And in those days, the rancher themselves, the person who owned the ranch, when it came to the food, like the beef, they would get all the steaks and chops and all the good meats, and they left all the trash meats to the workers, whether they be black or whether they be Mexican folks.
For sure.
And black people learn how to cook with them, and Mexican people learn how to cook with them.
Definitely.
Black people were able to make chitlins out of them, and because black people were mostly pig farmers.
Yeah.
And Mexican people were mostly beef or sheep farmers.
We get the tripas, we get the lengua, we get the baracoa, we get all that type of stuff, you know? The cheeks.
Right. And now that's being gentrified. Like I went to a restaurant in Austin, right? And they had elote.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I dig this elote, cool. And I get it, and they have like goat cheese in it and like all some weird kind of crap. And I'm like, this isn't elote, this is crap.
Yeah.
But like even our food's being gentrified, you know?
I hear you. I definitely agree. But I think before I go into what I think on that, I do have a little pop-up question. Would you mind telling the people at home? We call them the freaks and geeks here at the Doctor's Orders podcast. What all do you dabble into farming?
Okay, so as a farmer,
it's Mata Farms, right? No, it's Mata Family Farms, right?
Mata Family Farm. It's me, my wife, and my 5-year-old little girl, Natalie. Awesome. She's the love of my life.
Awesome. Beautiful.
And, both of them are love of my lives, but anybody who has children knows that, like, you know, especially as a man, your baby girl is just everything.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I've always been the type to work for myself. My family has always worked for themselves. So my family made their living laying tile floors for a living. And like I said, my grandfather was a rancher.
Mm-hmm. Both of them, right? You said both of them, right?
Both of them, right.
On your father and your mother's side?
Father and mother's side.
What about on the great-grandparent spectrum? Was that another line of farmers? Were they farmers?
Oh, our family goes back, and it's funny when I hear a lot of people say all this nonsense about they talk about immigration and all this stuff. But here's the thing: is my family lineage goes back before, like, the Civil War. It goes back years and years and years in Texas.
Yeah.
So if anything, like these people telling me that I need to go back to my country, or that they question my citizenship because I'm Mexican. Because that's what I tell people. Like I hear a lot of people complaining recently about how bad the white man has it.
Yeah.
And I tell them, like, okay, well, picture this, man. Picture being a Latino man who grew up in Texas his whole life, whose family is from Texas, whose line goes all the way back to the point where we can't even find any line, and yet you expect me to fucking prove my citizenship to you.
Yeah. But you can't. But on the other side, y'all can't do it for. Oh, we were born here. Like, buddy, this land was discovered. That was the whole entire premise of the search for America, which was really the search for India. Like,
right.
An individual just left. It wasn't that individual essentially an immigrant searching for a new land.
No, that's exactly what it was.
For sure. But so that's okay. But now, some odd years down the line, it's not okay anymore because it's.
Well, even though my family's been here longer than the people who are questioning me's family has, I have to prove my citizenship to them. My grandfather has to prove his citizenship to them.
But there's no shoe on the other foot.
Was part of the Mexican Repatriation Act.
Yeah.
If you know what that is. But him and his mother, I believe, were forced by gunpoint back across the border, and he had to swim back to a country he was actually born in.
Yeah.
To come back to his home, which is a damn shame. But to get back to your questions about ranching and farming, I'm sorry, it's easy for me to get sidetracked. But
no, it's okay. This is the beauty of the podcast and the beauty of the conversation, that it's all organic. So wherever it goes, it goes, and we'll go with it.
Well, back to farming. My love for farming has been around ever since I was a kid. Watching my, I remember like growing up in a barrio, like, and you know how it is growing up in a barrio, like everybody has plants everywhere.
Yeah. Front yard, backyard, inside.
Yes. There's plants everywhere. Everybody's house has plants and trees. And I remember just always just finding that incredibly fascinating as a kid. I remember growing up and going to some of the like wider neighborhoods, and how the houses were very kind of cookie cutter. Yeah, and they might have like one tree, but all the trees look the same.
Yeah, for sure.
And they had no plants in their backyard. They had nothing like interesting like that. And I remember that always kind of getting to me, because growing up, I always just had plants around, whether it be pepper plants or I think my grandfather had a peach tree in the backyard.
Man, that's great.
I think it was a peach tree, but there were smaller peaches.
Yeah.
I can't quite remember the name of them, but so I after graduating high school, I worked at Walmart for a little while, which was a job I hated. If you ever wonder why people who work at Walmart are rude, just work there for a week and you'll find out why.
What department did you work in?
I worked in quite a few. The pet department. Mm-hmm. Then I worked overnight. I worked overnight for a while. Then I got a job working for Budweiser. Yeah, where I was where I delivered kegs. Did that for a while.
Man, I thought you were gonna say, because this is crazy, because I used to work at Walmart as well, but I worked in the gardening center. And
I did work in the garden center too, actually.
There we go. There's that Disney quote, "The small world." Man, that's crazy. That's great. Keep going.
But anyway, I met my wife, and we were high school. We knew each other in high school. Yeah. But she's a half Puerto Rican, half German woman, blonde hair, blue eye. Would never know she was Puerto Rican if you met her. Yeah. Because unless you spoke, and then you would definitely hear the accent. Yeah. But we got married. We decided that we were just going to drop everything we had, and we were going to move out of town. We didn't know where we were going to move. We pretty much just looked at a map and said, let's move to Austin.
And this is from Humble or just from Houston? Houston.
This is from Humble.
Okay.
And so we got married. We dropped everything, our jobs, everything, and we came out here with a prayer.
And that's commitment, boy. That's a migration right there, man.
Yeah.
That's great.
We really came out here with zero. And
that's a dream. I mean,
I'll tell you how broke we were. This is how broke we were. Was that we were reusing plastic silverware.
Oh man, yeah. Well, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. That reminds me so much of just like a mini comedian stories. I mean, like traveling to the state of California and wanting to do comedy. It was like, we're just going with the car. It don't matter. We could be traveling from East Coast. We could be traveling from up north. We could be traveling down south. We could be traveling from inside the state. But it's just like, that was, I feel like that's a dream. You started a dream and then you got there and you kept on going. And I feel like you're still in this dream, and you're still not a like a mind dream, but like a overall, like, this is what, we're doing something.
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. It wasn't always pleasant.
Yeah. No.
Because when we moved down here, we kind of got caught up in the whole Austin.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, when we moved down here, this was about in 2008, 2009. It was right before the gentrification started happening.
Yeah, definitely.
And like right before, like gentrification really started speeding up. And
technology had a big boom at that time. Like it was
really did.
Up, and
it
then
really
it
did.
Popped right.
But we got all caught up in the bar scene, and we spent most of our 20s. And I'll be honest with you, we spent most of our 20s drunk, and just drinking it up, and not really having any direction whatsoever.
Yeah,
we were both kind of working just like regular, just minimal jobs. It wasn't until I was about 29, I think, when I decided to start my own flower delivery business.
Did you still have plants though, and vegetables and stuff like that? At your,
plants and vegetables are my life. I adore plants and vegetables. I don't think there's anything better. I mean, besides raising a child, I don't think there's anything better than raising a plant from start to finish.
Yeah.
Watching it come out the ground, you watering in it.
It's a beautiful progress, and it relies on you a whole lot. And I feel like you rely on it too, because it can give you a center in your life. It can give you like a, not meaning, but like, it's you got to do something or this plant's going to die. Very similar to the child, very similar to a pet, very similar to even a loved one,
Definitely. And what's so beautiful about plants themselves is not only do they give just this beautiful aroma, but once you take a bite out of a tomato that you grew yourself, realistically, it probably doesn't taste any better than any other tomato, but to you, it tastes 100 times better.
For sure. You watched it, you watched it ripe and you picked it at the certain point, or maybe you picked it too early and you're like, oh man, I messed up. We're going to try this again on the next run.
As a matter of fact, we went and bought some chickens a while back, some chicks, and we noticed that two of them were getting really fat. We couldn't understand why. We were kind of new to the whole raising birds thing, and they kept getting fatter and fatter. We took it to the vet. We couldn't understand why. The vet goes, are you sure this isn't a meat bird? And we knew nothing about birds, so we're like, I don't think so. It was sold in the regular spot. But anyway, it turned out that they were meat birds. And it turns out that we found out that they only live about 8 weeks. And if you don't slaughter them, they actually suffer when they die.
Dang.
If you let them die naturally. So we had to slaughter them. We didn't do it ourselves. We hired somebody to do it because we didn't have the heart to do it. But I tell you what, that was some of the best chicken I've ever eaten in my life.
Yeah.
It's like some of the best chicken, seriously. Like the first one, we baked it. And the second one, I took it to my mother's house. My mother has a farm.
Yeah.
That was always one of her lifelong dreams. And we never had a lot in common, my mom or I. But the one thing we always had in common was we both liked farming. We both liked plants. That was our thing. And so I took the chicken over there. We cooked it on her barbecue pit. And seriously, it was just so delicious. And so we accidentally raised delicious birds. So I always just kind of felt like that was in my spirit to be a farmer.
Yeah.
If I can accidentally raise a delicious bird.
What if I try? What if I tried? No, I hear you.
Yeah, what if I tried?
What other animals do y'all have on your farm out there?
Oh, we are okay. We have 8 ducks.
Okay.
We have 2 pet ducks. We have a white pekin or peck. I can't remember how you pronounce it, but pekin. Yes, yes. His name is Darkwing. He's one of our pets. Then we have a Kaluga. He was one of our pets. Those are the first ones we bought because we were kind of gambling that they were both going to be both female.
Yeah.
They both turned out to be males. But we grown attached to them because ducks actually have quite a personality, and they're actually really neat looking. They're really cool to hang out with. If you ever get it, having so many ducks actually made me realize why old folks like sitting at the pond with ducks because it's so relaxing, just watching the ducks. But
well, now,
those are pet ducks.
Will those ducks ever fly off? Will fly away? Is that? I mean, well, that's more on the wild ones, right?
Because the pekins. Okay, well, the pekin I have or the pekin and the Kaluga, those are meant for meat.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So they are not flying ducks.
Yeah.
But the other 6 that we have are actually mallards.
Yeah.
And those will fly away, so we do have to clip their wings. But those are our work ducks. Those are the ones we use for eggs.
Yeah.
And whatnot. But those are our for breeding and whatnot.
Yeah.
We have 2 beautiful male mallards. I don't know if you've ever seen a male mallard, but they're gorgeous. And we have 4 females.
You got any peacocks out there?
No peacocks. No peacocks. I don't know if I can do peacocks.
They're very high. No, I guess we could say highfalutin. They're very full of themselves as a species. You know, with the whole parading of the wings and the feathers and whatnot.
They are the narcissists of the duck or the bird world.
And I think they know that too.
Oh yeah. So I got into farming. My wife and I finally started my floral delivery business. I made a delivery to a gentleman who's still a good friend of mine.
Was this in Austin? Where the floral business started?
Yes, this is in Austin. Okay, he tells me, he says, you can make a lot more money delivering construction equipment, and because that's what he did. He was a broker for a construction delivery business.
Yeah.
So he says, all you gotta do is go out and get you a van or get you a couple of vehicles. And that's what I did. And I've been doing that ever since. My little girl was born in 2015. And my wife and I were still doing the apartment life. And we said, we make an example of ourselves and show our daughter that you need to follow your dreams. Yeah. And both of us have always just wanted to be in the farming. So we decided to, we could have moved anywhere, but something about Lockhart and the spirit of the community really drew us to it. And so as we moved out to Lockhart and we started our farm here, and so far it's been pretty successful. And what's cool about the farming community, I used to be a community activist in Austin. I was a community activist for years. I found myself getting jaded with a lot of the other community activists. I found myself getting jaded with a lot of the organizations because I felt like, well, that's a totally different story altogether. But the community, the farming community here in Austin, the farm market community here in Austin, it's just so, it's just a great community, and it's great to see. We're a bunch of people who we want to see each other succeed.
Yeah, I see that, and that kind of like transitions into the next kind of talking point of evidence of that support and that desire to see everybody succeed. Is we met on the square of Lockhart on a Saturday,
right?
In, essentially the farmers market of the city, and I've lived there since I believe 2001. And I've never really seen what is occurring now on the square. I can honestly tell you that. And what I see now on the square on Saturdays and Sundays is different from what I saw in this year, 2020, at around like maybe April. I remember in April when it was just one section of the street or one section of the square, and it wasn't even the whole thing.
Clem.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. And then slowly, it's picked up, and it's awesome, and it's amazing that we see it every Saturday and Sunday, and it's not just like first Saturdays or something like that. And it's heavily supported. You see these individuals drive out from whether it's Austin or out the Bastrop, San Marcos, these further or these towns that are a ways from Lockhart. You see these, and it's not just the town supporting it; it's people coming out, taking the day trip to the town, and supporting this weekly farmers market. I'm really excited about that, and I'd like for you to you got an event coming up. It's
Right.
not, we can call it an event, but it's more than just a day thing. I'll let you talk about it because I'm excited, and I think I'm not gonna buy the first pumpkin, but I will be purchasing a pumpkin as soon as what is that, this Saturday, right?
This Saturday is going to be the first day. It's going to be the first. Hopefully the first. And as far as it looks, it's looking pretty good. So it's going to be the first. And what I mean by that is that I want this to be an annual thing.
Yeah.
I want this to carry on to next year and whatnot. And
because again, this is what you're going to describe. I've never seen it. In all October months I've spent in that town, I've never seen this.
Well, it's going to be the first annual. Us, the Mata Family Farm, and Gavi and Ava's Produce are going to have a pumpkin patch. It's going to be the first annual, or hopefully the first annual Lockhart pumpkin patch.
Yeah,
we're gonna have pumpkins for the kids. We're gonna have music. It's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of vendors. What's great about this pumpkin patch, and something that I appreciate about it, is that the people who are running this are people are people of color.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people of color who work at this farmers markets. Because here's the thing, and I want people to understand this: not every Mexican or black person wants to be a rapper.
Yeah,
not every Mexican or black person wants to be an athlete. Some of us have other dreams to go.
There's other things. Now, while we don't want to be like stereotypical, but of anything, like there's many other things to do. And there's nothing wrong with being a rapper or a professional athlete. Those are, I mean, like it sucks that we say, oh yeah, go be this musician and go be this professional athlete. But when you look at the odds, and I'm not saying look at the odds and then just walk away, but look at the odds of making it to be a professional athlete or a professional musician. Now, I'm not saying don't attempt it and don't try it, because do what you want to. If that's what you want to do it for sure. But don't take away from learning more than one skill. That's
of course not. And don't shit on the dreams of other people, because I remember even as a kid growing up in a Mexican neighborhood, me having dreams of wanting to become a farmer were like, oh, you're trying to be white, even though our people were farming. Have always been farmers.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of crap I would hear. That's the kind of nonsense I would hear. And this farmers market it's people of different backgrounds, different sexual orientations. Different and it's all these people just kind of working together to try to create this one goal. And this pumpkin patch this coming Saturday is going to be a big example of that. Yeah. A big example of people of different ethnicities, different backgrounds coming together for one cause. And that one cause is our love and celebration of Halloween.
Yeah.
Our love and celebration of farming, of making home goods, things like that. So I would really love for people to come out.
For sure. Seasons changing. For sure.
Yeah. Children, because I mean, children don't want to get their pumpkins at Walmart or HEB.
Yeah.
They want to go to a pumpkin patch. They want to.
Yeah. You want to pick.
They want to have fun picking out their pumpkins. Yeah. That's what they want to do. And,
like Linus, man, waiting for the great pumpkin for sure.
Right. Totally. Yeah. And we're gonna have a couple of local musicians.
Cool.
A lady named Song, a local jazz singer, is going to be out there. They're very, very talented. Her name is Song, S-O-N-G. Look her up if you can.
Definitely. Shout out Song. She's I think I referred to her. I met her last time, right?
Maybe.
I think so. Is she the one that was running the stand last when y'all went to go pick up the pumpkins?
Yes, she was actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Soul Queen. I reference her as the Soul Queen. So shout out to Soul Queen.
Okay.
Shout out Song. Go check her out. I'm pretty sure she's on Instagram. But I know she's gonna be a future guest on here as well. So yeah, do check that out. But I don't want to take away from you. Continue on that.
And then we're gonna have another artist, and hopefully any other artists who want to come on and play, please let me know. But we have another artist definitely lined up. Her name is Mary Palmer.
Cool.
A very talented folk singer in town. Very sweet young lady. I say young lady, but I mean she's very sweet woman, and she's actually my daughter's music teacher.
Nice. That's excellent. Another skill. Bringing in another skill.
Yeah, she's a teacher at the what do you call that place? The Sunflower Reference.
Oh yeah. I got you there. That's another good entrepreneurial establishment that's pretty new in age. Yeah, the Sunflower and Friends. We could just call it a music and instrument repair store. It's by St. Mary's Catholic Church, right?
Right.
It's a great little little house store.
Right. Yeah, no, it's pretty cute, man. It's pretty neat. Me myself, I'm not a musician. I don't know the first thing about music. I mean, I love music. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of music, but when it comes to playing an instrument, I haven't the slightest clue. You might as well, be handing me a calculus book because I have no idea.
I hear you. No, that's okay. I definitely get it. But that's awesome, man. What I want to do before I got a little bit more time. I got a breakaway here at essentially let's call it 12:41 because I got that 12:42 and I want to give you as much time as possible on this. But before we get into that next subject, the spooky subject, because tomorrow we're talking right now on we're talking right now on September 30th, but this is for the future. Tomorrow it's October 1st, and it's time to get spooky and it's time to represent. But before we get into that, just give us the dates one more time. Give us the farm name, and then just drop that. Isn't the pumpkin patch class? Would it be a fall festival? Is that what you kind of?
Of sorts. So this is going to be a little smaller than most farm festivals. I know some farm festivals are going to be doing like the tractor rides and whatnot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're not going to be doing that, but
yet.
Because like I said, this is the first one, and the more we get to learn about the community, the more we get to learn about what it is people want, and then we're going to be able to further it as years go by.
Am I wrong in this? But did I hear you say it's going to be every weekend in October?
Every weekend in October, yes, it is.
Look at that. That's great.
Every weekend in October, it's going to be a lot of fun. Get the family out, especially right now. I understand this coronavirus thing is scary, but people need to get out of the house. People still need to enjoy their lives. People still need to have fun.
I think
as long as we respect each other and don't breathe on each other, I think we'll be just fine.
I think it's time to transition into Halloween masks. Let's go. Let's move away from the COVID mask. Let's break out the Halloween masks. I think it's definitely.
Well, I'll suggest that people go as cowboys so they can wear the bandana around their face.
Yeah. I've been that's what I've been utilizing this entire time since that March 13th day is the bandana, and I don't really like to talk about the whole pandemic thing and the virus thing, so I'll leave it at that. But
sure. No, I don't either.
It's so political in times, and it's so just like church and state, and it's like, whoa, guys.
It's just a bummer, and we're trying to
for sure. But I'm glad. Thank you for promoting it again. That is Mata Family Farms. This is Gregory Mata. Freaks and Geeks. We are not done, but we're gonna get it in transition to a different section. But be sure to come out.
If you don't mind, I just want to let everybody know.
Go for it.
I had to toot my own horn, but I make the best salsa.
Hit it
in Lockhart.
It's good. It's very flavorful. I can say that from experience because I purchased some, the one with the little dragon on it. And
you purchased my red or green?
Green, the verde.
Green, my Greenzilla.
Yeah.
And I make all kinds of salsas. I'm going to be introducing salad dressings and barbecue sauce this weekend.
And you got jams too, right?
In jams. All kinds of different jams. I don't do grape jam. I like experiment with different fruits.
Yeah, I think the grape's already on lock. Everybody's taking care of the grape. Let's do something else.
Yeah, exactly. But please come out there. Please support.
For sure.
Please support some of my other friends like Gavi and Ava's Produce.
Yeah.
They have some of the best watermelon in town.
They got the yellow watermelons, right?
What's that?
Do they have the yellow watermelons?
They do. They do the yellow watermelons.
Those are good. Those are good. Those got a different take to them. I like those.
It could come out and support my friends at Take Care Apothecary.
For sure.
They have all kinds of great soaps and all kinds of cool stuff like that. Just come out and check us all out. You'll really, really enjoy it.
Well, you got a time? You got time limits, or what's the last? Because it's at the start of the day. I think that farmers market. What is that, like 7 a.m. Maybe even earlier? People are out there. I've never been out there that early.
People are there early. I can't say I'll be up there that early.
Yeah,
but it starts at 8 o'clock.
8,
and it's going to end around 5ish.
8 a.m. to 5 p.m. There we go.
On Saturday. On Saturdays, on Sundays we start around 10.
Cool. Okay. So, freaks and geeks out there, y'all heard it. If you need something to do, I think we all need something to do. We all need to get away and get to some support some local people around here. Head on out to Lockhart. Put in the Google Maps. Check it out. If you've never been, come on down. And again, that is every Saturday and Sunday in October. The Saturday set is going to be 8 a.m. to 5. And Gregory, I think you were going to say the Sunday set is 10 a.m. to
4 or 5, around the same time.
4. There we go. So either day, either the Saturday or the Sunday, and you got 8 attempts to 8, right? Yeah. 4 Saturdays and 4 Sundays. You got 8 attempts to go and check that out. But I wouldn't buy the pumpkin on the last week. You can. I'm not telling you what to do, but I would buy that pumpkin on the first week. That's what I'm going to do to utilize it. But let's move away from farming. Thank you for doing what you're doing and keeping that alive. There's not many people that are still doing that, and especially right now with this whole thing that I don't like to talk about. It's not easy. It wasn't easy in the first place, and now it's even more difficult. You got a lot of things going against you, and that's not even to take into consideration if the crop was successful this year. That's the other thing you got to worry about. So
right.
But let's get into it. We're a few hours early, but let's talk about October 1st, and let's also get into just like spooky and creepy crawlies and stuff like that. Why do you like the October month? Why do you like the ghouls and the goblins? Let's just open it up with that.
Oh, ever since I was a kid, I've been obsessed with like the Universal monster films. Yeah. I've been watching those ever since I was a kid. My little girl loves them. It's like just our family's thing.
Sure.
We have memorabilia. I've gotten the autograph of the man who played the creature from the Black Lagoon. Yeah. I got the autograph of Boris Karloff's daughter.
Yeah.
I've been obsessed with those films ever since I was a kid. Frankenstein, Dracula, the creature from the Black Lagoon. The Mummy, the Phantom of the Opera. I've been just the Wolfman. I've just been obsessed with those characters ever since I was a kid.
They're great.
And the closest, in growing up as a kid who was, I wasn't the popular kid in school. I was the awkward one, the oddball, and those characters really.
And Greg, I don't think because this show caters to the freaks and the geeks, and I don't think we got any of those popular kids here. We don't got any of those people here. This is all for the roughnecks. This is all for the torn and the tethered, the beaten and the bruised to come on back and still continue to rise up and pursue, show them what we got. But keep going.
And that's exactly what Frankenstein was, or Frankenstein's creature was, beaten and bruised, but all he wanted was love, man. Yeah. All he wanted was love, and he wanted just some appreciation. That's all he was after.
Yeah.
And that always spoke to me. And it's the way we treat these monsters. And there was always a sense of sadness with these monsters, I always felt.
Yeah.
These old Universal monsters that they really were just kind of looking to belong in a way. They were really just kind of looking to feel at home in a world where they weren't at home.
Yeah.
And so I've always had this love of these monster movies.
Yeah. That really reminds me, it's not really a monster movie. It's more a sci-fi, but do you remember The Iron Giant?
I do remember The Iron Giant, yes.
Great film. Freaks and Geeks, if you don't know what that is, Iron Giant, go check it out. Beautiful film. I'm glad it only received a one movie. Does it deserve a sequel? Yes, but let's not even think about that because that one movie is amazing. And that one movie is, again, just like It's a kid. I forget what his name is, and he discovers this iron.
It takes place in the 50s.
Robot. Yeah. It's an older. Dated piece. It's a cartoon, an animation. I think it's a DreamWorks, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a beautiful film about just.
It was right before the computer animation really.
Yeah, definitely before the
really
Shrek and stuff like that. It was
right.
Yeah, you're right, and that's that message in that movie is similar. And it's very Terminator 2 like as well, with the whole like you have this huge robot that's like finds this kid and then playing along with this kid, and then the robot picked up on other people's actions, and I think he saw a hunter kill a deer or something like that.
Right.
And he activated this mindset or this mind thing in the robot.
I always saw that's a movie about the message of the movie being that negativity just creates more negativity.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
And how people pick up on negativity and how that actually makes things way worse than it should be. That it was a peaceful giant, but when the people started acting negative towards it, it was acting negative back.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy. And it's crazy that the giant started off acting peaceful. Like, why didn't the people continue with the peace? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a wonderful movie, and I really wish they made more movies like that.
Yeah. I know there's a guy in
children.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Disney does a good job of doing that anymore. They used to, but it's too monetized now. That movie, and they do have some good movies with some good heart behind them, but I always feel that heart is like, all right, well, let's do a sequel. And then that
yes, because there was no need for Frozen 2.
Yeah, no.
There was no need for one. The story was already told. There was no need to continue on the story, and it kind of ruined it.
For sure. What was thinking back? What was your favorite Halloween costume as a child, as a teen, and/or as an adult? What do you got? Or what are you thinking about this year? What's your approach this year?
This year I'm not sure yet, but at the farmers market we're all talking about dressing for Halloween. I haven't got that far ahead yet, but I will tell you my favorite Halloween costume, and is memorable to me because it involved my entire family, my daughter and my wife for the first time. My daughter was no more than a few months old, but I went as Fry from Futurama.
Ooh, that's awesome.
My wife went as my wife Rachel went as Leela.
Leah, the one eye.
Yeah, and my wife made a Bender baby costume for my daughter.
Oh man, that's awesome! That is crazy. A little Bender.
Yeah, she built like a little beanie hat. Had the antenna and Bender's eyes and stuff, and it was really
awesome.
Really adorable.
That's cool. That's really cool. I dig that.
That's definitely our favorite.
That sounds like a good. I mean, any team like a team costume like that just is great. That's really good, man. I dig that. Cool.
But I want to ask you a question. If you were to name your favorite Halloween film, what would it be? Or favorite horror movie, or a film you would watch during Halloween?
Every Halloween, I watch this film. Let's see if I can think of another one though that I like on that horror before I drop this one. I got that one. That one's the second one. I don't watch that every Halloween, but that one's really good. I like Stephen King stuff, and I hate to be like, oh, typical, you like Stephen King. There's more to horror than that, but I do love John Carpenter. I believe Halloween was like the first one of the first films that I ever watched. I remember being terrified of. I think it's Halloween 3 or 4, Michael's Return, when he comes back and the girl gets trapped in the old house. That would have creeped me out the first time.
I think that was Halloween 5, actually.
5, yeah. And is that Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter, or like?
The story's been like so. There's different universes of that story. Like the new series they have out now. Like all those were are not connected.
I remember hearing about that. But that one was creepy when she gets like stuck in the house, and then you have Michael Myers chasing you in his old house. That's kind of terrifying. But I
remember watching Halloween when I was a kid, and it was one of the first movies ever to get me like fascinated with film.
Yeah.
in the art of filmmaking. Because I truly believe the original Halloween, the John Carpenter Halloween, was truly a work of art. It was the Citizen Kane of horror movies to me. Like every shot, the use of cinematography, the use of music, every angle.
I like the visual from the camera angle from Michael's perspective. Those are always creepy. And then you get Jamie's perspective and turns around and there's nothing there. Oh man, those are good.
There's this beautiful shot. And it's one of the only horror movies that ever actually gave me a teary eye because it was just so beautifully put together.
Yeah.
And it was a shot where she's walking across the street. She's not getting an answer from her friend. She's walking across the street, and the music's playing just perfectly. The wind's blowing just perfectly. The color is just right. The camera is moving just right. Her performance is just right. Like everything about her just walking across that street, that one spot. She's her just walking across the street to get to her friend's spot, which is like the only time of peace you feel during all this chaos. And it was shot so beautifully and shot so masterfully that I still think John Carpenter is, even though he is pretty highly credited, that shot alone makes him one of the most underrated film directors of all time.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about compared to like Spielberg or Coppola or people like that.
No, I mean, John's got some great stuff. And then the musicality as well, for him to like create that theme just on a little piano and like, and it's
such a simple theme.
It's so simple and it's still like terrorizing minds and causing fear on that day. And it like everybody loves to learn that for in some way or fashion to play that.
Well, if you're watching that movie, there are just a few wonderful details and it's one of those movies that every time you watch it, you always notice something new. Yeah. And I'm not trying to ruin the movie for anybody who's ever seen it, so spoiler alert.
Nah, come on, guys. It's been, how many years has it been?
But there's this wonderful scene where her friend, I can't remember her name at this moment, but
I forget.
She goes to her car, she opens it, realizes it's locked. She goes back inside the house, grabs the keys, comes back out, and you don't even notice it as the audience, which is so amazing and it's so clever of John Carpenter. But she comes back out to the car. She opens the car door and gets inside. You completely forgot that, as the audience, that the door was locked a second ago, and she had to go get the keys.
Oh man, I didn't even thought about that. That's crazy.
She opens the door. She gets inside. She closes the door. She sits for a second, realizing that she just opened the door to a door that was just locked a few minutes earlier.
I'll have to check that out. I'll have to. Was Michael in the car?
Yeah, with Michael in the car, and she
that's
looks
the
at
station
the window.
wagon, right? That's the station wagon.
Yeah. She looks at the window and notices it's foggy, and then that's when she gets strangled. But it's so brilliant and so subtle that the audience totally forgets about it.
Yeah. I hear
and it's part of one of the most brilliant moves in cinema history. I mean, it's so clever. And then there's the very beginning with the pumpkin. It does the closest to the pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
The eye and the nose make a shape of Michael's head in the knife.
Dang. See, I haven't seen that. I'm gonna watch this on the 31st this time and take a look at that. I usually watch that one, but that's not the one I was gonna reference. Man, that's some cool little pinpoints, and I'm almost like. Those were placed there for a reason, that was done specifically for something. And it's just individuals out there to catch it and to continue to share that. So that's awesome that you know that.
And I tell a lot of my friends who think it's just another generic slasher movie. I'm like, it's not a slasher movie.
No,
it's too intelligent to be a slasher movie. It's too creative. It's these characters. You actually care about the characters. These characters aren't just set up to die. There's a moral to the story. The acting's actually good for slasher movies. Don't tend to have good acting.
No, this one's good. And the story's good for sure.
Right, exactly.
And then I will say mine, but to go off like Carpenter stuff, like The Thing, Escape from New York.
Oh yeah,
just what he did. He was heavily prominent in like the 70s and 80s, right? More so late
70s, 80s.
Yeah, they're late 70s into the 80s, but he did a lot. And those, I mean, like The Thing was another horror film, but it was a very psychological horror film, a mystery, if you will. And then Escape from New York was just this action-packed thing, but it did have an element of horror to be like, you're this guy, you're this let's call him Snake Plissken, because that's who he is. This bad motherfucker that goes in and he's a prisoner himself, and it's like Snake. They fill him with this like this poison that's gonna expire if he doesn't commit to it, and it's I think it's based in 2001. Maybe something like that, because you get this little message at the beginning, and it's like 2001 or maybe even 2005 or something like that.
It was 2000 something. Yeah, I remember that.
It's crazy, but
I
dig that one.
The thing about John Carpenter that people don't give him any credit for is the man created genres. Like he created this dystopian genre with Escape from New York. You know,
and then I like his utilization of the Doctor from Halloween, also being the president from Escape.
And this is something important to remember. Escape from New York came out before The Terminator. It came out before, movies like that.
Yeah.
It came out before James Cameron started doing his thing. So, I mean, the movies that we see now, they like a lot of movies owe a lot of debt. A lot of film directors, especially action film directors, horror film directors, sci-fi film directors, owe a lot of debt to John Carpenter and his style of directing.
For sure. It's great. I really dig it. He did the last one, the remake, right?
No, he did not do the remake. Oh, wait. The
Halloween one. The Halloween.
No, he produced it. He did not direct it.
Okay. I got you. Good.
Which it would be nice to see him come back and direct another one. I would like to see how he would handle that in this generation.
Yeah, I think it can definitely occur. But the movie I always watch when tossing the candy out and just bringing in the last day of the month, the spooky day, is Stanley Kubrick's The Shining.
Ooh, nice! Yeah.
I really like that film. That's one of my favorite horror films.
That's another one of those movies you can watch and notice something new every time.
For sure, there's a lot to notice. Have you seen the documentary, Room 237?
I have seen the documentary. I've also watched a lot of Rob Agers. Stuff of his little things on YouTube. Which if you haven't seen,
check that out. Rob Agers. I've never heard this.
Yeah, Rob. I think I'm saying the last name right. Ager, but he does these wonderful film analysis of these movies. A lot of Kubrick films. He really breaks them down, and
I'll have to check that out. That sounds.
He broke down a lot of Paul Verhoeven films as well. It's really, really cool stuff, and it's interesting because he does it in a way to where he's like, he may not necessarily agree with what he's saying exactly, but he's just throwing it out there to see if you may agree with it or not.
Yeah. If you haven't seen, I know you've seen it, but for the freaks and geeks out there, if you haven't seen The Shining, go see it. If you haven't seen
The Shining, you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
For sure. You should definitely. But that 237, the documentary, that's a recent release. That's like within the last 5 years, right?
Yeah, I believe so. I think it came out right before my daughter was born, and she's 5. So
it was really, really good. I've watched that maybe 2 or 3 times because you can miss a lot of stuff in there. And man, that documentary is really, really good, and I highly.
What I was always interested about The Shining was that it was actually nominated for a Razzie Award.
Yeah.
For worst director.
What?
It really was. You can look it up, and of course, the worst shows are all horseshit anyway. But But you can watch it. But watching it now, you couldn't quite like when you're joking, right?
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot better than the made for TV remake, and the made for TV remake is more by the book. But I think it gets a bad rap because Stephen King didn't like it and didn't want anything to do with it. I feel if Stephen King would have liked that, Kubrick's direction and Kubrick's film, it would be huge. But
as an artist, you're an artist. I'm an artist.
Yeah.
You're very protective of your work, and so we can't really be mad at King for that because people are just protective of their work. That's his baby.
Yeah, but I think Kubrick was also a mad artist as well. And
of course he was.
Yeah, I think the direction that Kubrick took it was still amazing and beautiful. And I wish that Stephen King would have seen some, because he did a great job. He got it creepy. Kubrick still made it creepy, and that was a solid.
I've always compared Stanley Kubrick to Pink Floyd. Like they're
that's a good comparison.
They are the artistic band or the artists who actually made it into the mainstream area.
Yeah.
They were still able to make mainstream music or in films while still doing art.
For sure.
I always thought that was really, really cool.
I agree. Well, Gregory, it's coming on almost time for me to go. I got to transition. I got to take the podcaster uniform off and go into the meeting room and commit to doing that. But thank you for being able to sit down with me and shoot the breeze, talk about farming, talk about what you do in the city of Lockhart. Can keep it up. Thank you very much for doing what you're doing. Again, are you essentially the poster boy for this this fall festival coming up?
Oh, no. I want to give a big shout out to my buddy Patrick. He's with Gavi and Ava's Produce.
Yes.
He's my partner in all this.
Cool.
He's camera shy. He doesn't like being in front of the camera.
I got you.
I want to give, and I want to give a big shout out to like a lot of the folks out there who in Lockhart.
Do it. Give this. This will be the last run on it, and I got to break out of here in probably 60 to 120 seconds. But throw your last shout outs and even plug your social media if you want, and then we'll wrap it up. Go for it.
All right. Well, I just want to give a shout out to Patrick and his family. This has been really, really great getting this together. I want to give a shout out to the Caldwell Feed Supply. They've been really helpful trying to get this together and whatnot. Very thankful for Printing Solutions for getting our stuff printed out for us. Plus the labels for my product. Take Care Apothecary, great folks over there. Chaparral Coffee Shop are great folks. There's a lot of great folks that work around here, and please support local business.
For sure.
Please support local business. It's very, very important, especially right now, because people really could use your help, and this is the time to do it. And Barrio House, great place. Shout out to them for having the guts to open up something new and wonderful in Lockhart. I think that's really dope what they opened up there.
Yeah.
And we are the Mata Family Farm. We are on Instagram. Now there are 2 Mata Family Farms, so make sure you put in the Mata Family Farm.
Excellent. And I think y'all's profile image is currently like a green, right? And it's our logo. Okay, your logo. Excellent. So if y'all get confused on that, the Mata Family Farms and the profile image is green. But excellent, Gregory. Thank you very much. I apologize for it being on such short notice. I think we got some good talking points, and again, keep it up out there. Keep on going, keep on doing you, and I think Joe Dirt said it best. Life's a garden, dig it. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
Again, Gregory, thank you very much. Good luck in the future. We'll more than likely see you this Saturday. I do need that pumpkin. And then we'll just keep going on from there. This was Gregory Mata on the Doctor's Orders podcast with the 512 Foot Doctor. And go check out the Mata Family Farm on Instagram, and come on out to the first annual like fall festival out on the square of Lockhart on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings. It carries off into the afternoon, but every Saturday and Sunday in October, you're going to find a lot of people on the Lockhart Square, and come out and support them.
With the best sauce in town, guys.
For sure. Come out and purchase and buy and buy and buy. Bring your costumes and support the local individuals. Well, Gregory, I think I'm about a minute late, and
sure.
Thank you very much once again. Have an amazing day, and keep on keeping on. Keep on doing it.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Excellent, sir. Take it easy. We'll see you later on.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Well, freaks and geeks, that's all she wrote. Once again, I want to thank my guest, Gregory Mata of the Mata Family Farms out in Lockhart, Texas. And don't forget, starting the first weekend of October, so that's today's Saturday, so Saturday and Sunday, it's Saturdays and Sundays every weekend. This is going to be the first annual Lockhart Pumpkin Patch, presented by the Mata Family Farms and Gavi's and Ava's Produce in Lockhart, Texas. So be sure to check that out if you need a pumpkin to go pick up. Purchase it local, purchase it out there, and support those two parties and that community out there. Get spooky, get spooky. Freaks and Geeks, on my end, thank you very much for listening. Remember to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, and utilize that GBB Greenbelt Botanical CBD promo code and get yourself 15% off. That is all caps FOOTDR15. And remember to follow Gregory, the Mata Family Farms, on the IG at The Mata Family Farm, THE. And don't forget to follow myself as well on the IG, on the Insta, the 512 Foot Doctor himself. You got to spell the with the A for me, and it's THA 512 FOOTDR. All right, just like the promo code, the 512 Foot Doctor. And there is also an official The Doctor's Orders podcast Instagram as well. So go check that out. Go check that out. With that said, appreciate you, Freaks and Geeks. And I said it one time. I hate saying that. But here we go. Thank you very much. And we'll see you on the next one. Don't be late.